here tonight with
Lucinda. Lucinda's very upset with all this James Stenbeck business, so I can't just take off in the middle of the night to meet you. Besides, it would be pointless. I think we've said all we have to say.
Lily, please, this is very important to me. We can go anywhere you want. Nobody has to know. We can go out to the pond. You can drive out there, and I'll meet you there. It's always been a very special place for us, Lily.
Holden, just let it go.
What's the harm in us just talking? Or are you afraid to meet me in the place where we once came so close to making love? Okay, look. If you love Derek as much as you say you do, and you have no more feelings for me whatsoever, then you've got no reason to be afraid to meet me out at the pond tonight. Right?
Hey, Daddy-o. Hey, how's Paul doing?
Not so hot. Neither am I. I overheard you. I overheard you talking to Mom about Julie behind my back, and I would appreciate it if you wouldn't do it again, okay?
We weren't talking behind your back. Look, we said the same exact thing if you're standing right there. Andy, your mom, she's really concerned about you, and so am I.
If you badmouth her again, Duke, I swear.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Look, I'm not gonna badmouth.
That'll be a first.
Okay. But I just want to tell you something I think you should think about.
Oh, what? What's that?
You say how Julie's not messing with your head?
Mm-hmm.
She's being totally honest with you? Well, look, she just lied to you, man. She said she was going to Seattle tonight, but she's still here.
The reason she's still here is because she called me from the airport to say goodbye. I raced out there, and I stopped her from getting on the plane, all right? Hey, I thought you were going to try and get some rest.
Yeah, I just said goodnight to Bob and Aunt Kim. I was hoping your offer to talk still stands.
Come on in, man. Sure. Duke, you can use my room.
Well, I just thought I'd hang out here with you guys. Yeah. Unless you got personal stuff to talk about.
Oh, man, that's cool. I just need some company, that's all.
Well, I'll see what I got in the fridge, and I'll get some snacks for you.
Hey, Paul. I know this really must be rough on you. But, if there's any consolation, at least there's not much more legal stuff you gotta go through, right? I mean, you and Emily, you told Tom and the police the whole story, and they released you. So I guess I'll just wrap up the case in a couple of days, and, that'll be that.
Paul, we have to destroy those letters before we call the police. It's because James found them that he tried to kill me. We can't ever let anyone know that.
You can go, Paul. Paul.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, sure.
What does it say?
Dear Emily, I'm looking forward to dinner with you tonight, but I'm not looking forward to the end of our working together. I've told you many times how you've changed my life, and I want you to know that starting tonight, I promise you'll never have to worry about my father hurting you again. I love you, Paul.
That is weird. I want you to know, starting tonight, I promise you'll never have to worry about my father hurting you again. What do you think Paul means by that?
I don't know. But you know, from the very first moment when we walked into Emily's apartment, I got this feeling that she and Paul were, like, hiding something from me. But I don't know what it was, and I don't know why. And now, what is this?
Brought to you today by Improved Ultra Pampers Plus, because healthy skin begins with dry skin.
No, I'm not afraid to meet you, Holden.
I think you are. I think that you're afraid of meeting me out at the pond because you're afraid of all those feelings that might come up.
Well, maybe you believe that, but it's just not true, Holden. Not for me, okay? I love my husband very, very much, and it's over, whatever we had between us, okay? I wish you would just accept that.
I will accept it if you'll just meet me one more time. Listen, Lily, I will go back to London on the first plane back tomorrow morning if you will just meet me just this once.
No! Absolutely not! I'm not meeting you anywhere. Now, please, never call here again. Goodbye.
Lily? Lily?
Hang it up, Holden.
What's your problem?
You're the one with the problem, Holden. You're obsessed. It's not even love that you feel for Lily. It's some warped compulsion to own her. She doesn't want you, Holden. She has Derek now.
What do you know about?
I know because I've talked to Lily. Just the same way she's tried to talk to you, but you won't listen. I'll tell you something else, Holden. I know how much it hurts to finally realize that you've lost Lily. But you have, little brother. We both have. But I finally accepted it. And I think it's time that you did too.
Well, Lucinda's finally resting. But I doubt if she gets much sleep tonight.
Ambrose, could the police bring charges against Lucinda for harboring James?
Yes, they could. But from what Tom said down at the station, I think they're going to let her off with just a warning. Well, the only reason she didn't come forward was that James was threatening to kill Sierra.
Which I'm sure was a lie. I'm afraid Sierra was killed a long time ago by the junta.
Unfortunately, I think you're right, but Lucinda won't listen to reason. Well, you heard her talking about going all the way down to Montega to pay for Sierra's freedom.
Oh, she can just forget about that right now, because the government is going to capture her, just like they captured me. Maybe she won't be as lucky as me and get out with just a scar.
I just wish that John would come home, so they could work things out. If he were back in her life, well, she might find it easier to accept the fact that Sierra's gone. But I'm so glad that you're happy.
I seem to be one of the lucky few, Ambrose. Now, about that will I asked you to draw up for me.
Yes, well, I'll have a draft for you tomorrow. But are you absolutely certain that you want to leave your entire estate to Derek? You know, it's worth almost $25 million now, and it's growing all the time.
Just numbers to me, Ambrose. That's what you're here for, right? I do want to put in something about... Oh, Derek! When did you get back?
Just this minute.
Hi, Dr. Stewart. It's Paul. Listen, I've been really worried about Emily, and I just wanted to call and make sure that... She did? When? Little bro, you're really a part of my life right now. I just do not want to see Julie coming between us.
Neither do I, so keep your opinions to yourself and stop trying to turn Mom against Julie.
I never... Look, man, if your mom has a problem with Julie, it has nothing to do with anything I've said. It's because of all the underhanded stuff Julie's done since she got out here.
No. It's the things that you and Dad keep blabbing to everybody about so they turn against Julie and won't hear her side of the story.
She has no side of the story. She's just a little...
Put a lid on it! What, Emily's sleeping?
No, Brock came by and Emily went back to his place with him.
Ooh, I know you're not crazy about that.
You're damn right I'm not crazy about him. He hurt Emily badly once, and if he ever does it again, I swear I'll... I just want what's best for her, that's all.
Hold on. Be at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Hello. Oh, hi, Barbara. Hey. Hi, Hal.
Well, it's probably nothing. It's just a expensive watch, and then what Paul said in the letter about seeing to it that James never hurt Emily again. I don't know.
Well, maybe all Paul meant was that this time he was going to cooperate with the police and do everything in his power to make sure that if James was captured.
No, those two, Paul and Emily, they've gotten awfully close.
You want to know what I think? I think he's got a crush on her.
Oh, yeah, me too. I mean, the way he signed the card, I love you, Paul, and then the engraving from Emily, real close.
You know, in a weird way, James is even responsible for this closeness. So listen, you gonna try to get home tonight and get a couple hours sleep?
Come on.
Okay, so no matter what happens, no matter how exhausted we are, no matter how busy we get, we have to make time to throw a little 1 or 2 hour celebration for Adam.
Oh, I can't believe it's been a year and we almost forgot his first birthday. Do you think he'll have a complex if he ever finds out about it later on in life?
No, I don't think so.
Mark, did you have any luck reaching the head counselor at the castle?
Yeah, Gibson's on his way here with Bianca.
Great. How's Tonio and his lawyer faring?
Faring mighty nervously, if you ask me.
Oh, that's because that he knows that we know that his whole story about having no contact with James is a bunch of bull. Because we've got Buddy's statement saying that he saw Tonio and James together at Lucinda Dixon's stables.
Yeah, but would a judge buy that? Remember, Buddy was Stenbeck's accomplice, so nothing he says is credible. At least not credible enough to convict Tonio without corroborating evidence.
And unfortunately, Tonio and his lawyer, Fred Greer, are well aware of that.
Which is why everything's riding on little Bianca now. I'm just praying the reason she ran away from Tonio's is because she saw something there that frightened her. Something having to do with James.
Well, the trick here is going to be able to get her to admit that. From what I've seen of Bianca while she's living at the castle, she's scared to death of Tonio, but at the same time, I think she kind of worships him. Listen, if I were you guys, I would bring Tonio and his lawyer in here right now so Bianca won't run into him when she arrives. That way you'll minimize the possibility of Tonio being able to intimidate her before you question her.
I like the way you think, Harrington. Do you ever miss police work?
Yeah, I must admit I do at times.
Yeah, good. Because I'm looking to hire another detective, and you just might be the man for the job.
You see the glint in Mac's eye? I mean, my God, the thought of pinning something on Tonio has given his adrenaline a boost.
Well, he's not the only one. Have you noticed you're in overdrive as well?
Just how much longer are you planning on detaining my client, Detective Hughes?
Your client is free to go anytime he wishes, only I think it's a little pointless because once Bianca Marquez comes in here and corroborates the fact that your client had contact with James Stenbeck at the Dixon stables, he'll have to come right back here for booking. Harboring a known felon and possible conspiracy to kidnap.
This is ridiculous. She's not going to corroborate anything because there's nothing to corroborate.
Well, we'll see about that, won't we? Hello, Bianca. Thank you very much for coming in.
Did the bath help?
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's see what a hug can do. Better?
Much.
Good. Here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for being so wonderful tonight. Thank you for suggesting that we come back here instead of me staying at my mom's.
I was just trying to help. Even when the reporters started calling your mother's place, even she had to admit it was better for you to get out of there.
Yeah.
I hate reporters. They're like vultures. I've had such a belly full of those guys in my life, I can't tell you.
Why would reporters bother you?
Because I wield a certain amount of power in the business community in Chicago, and they think that means it's open season to hound me for a story 24 hours a day.
Oh, Brock, maybe I shouldn't stay here. Look, if the press gets wind of the fact that I spend the night here, they're certainly to play up the fact that I was James Stenbeck's mistress. You have a business to protect. You're in the middle of a divorce. I should go back to my mom's.
No. You're here because I want you here. Number two, they are not going to find you here. Number three, if they do, I'm going to make them wish they had never heard my name.
You know, I really do feel safe with you.
Good.
Would you mind if I called Paul?
Not if it makes you feel better.
It's just I know he's probably tried to contact me at my mom's, and he probably hasn't. What if that's reporters, Brock?
Yeah, what? Papa?
What a surprise. Come in, come in. You remember Emily Stewart?
How could I forget? It's a pleasure to see you again, Miss Stewart.
Mr. Lombard?
I hope I'm not intruding. I know this must be a very difficult time for you. On the drive down from Lake Forest, all the radio stations were buzzing with reports that James Stenbeck had been murdered by his son tonight. In your bedroom.
It wasn't murder, Mr. Lombard.
It wasn't premeditated. Paul shot his father because his father was trying to kill me.
Oh. Still, it's a terrible business. It's just terrible. I'm so sorry you had to be involved in it.
Thank you.
But the news reports are saying, unfortunately, the investigation is just beginning.
Excuse me. I'm gonna go into the other room and make that phone call.
Sure.
I don't appreciate you coming over
Ray
here.
told me about the little stunt you pulled at O'Hare.
I didn't pull any stunt. I told you I was going to get on that plane whether you liked it or not. I mean what I say.
Your steward looks very attractive in your bathroom. In your hotel suite. In the middle of the night. I'm sure the tabloids would think so, too.
I don't give a damn what the tabloids think, Papa. She's here because she needs me.
And you're going to risk your name being dragged into this sordid little mess.
I love her, Papa. Why can't you understand that?
There are hundreds of people depending on you, Brock. For their welfare, their security. Don't they matter to you anymore? No, obviously not. Obviously, that little whore in the other room.
Don't you ever call her that.
Why not? Everybody else is. Listen to the news reports.
Well, fine then. You call her what you want. You call me what you want. But that won't change the way I feel about her. Yes. She means more to me than the business. Than the family. Because it isn't a family, is it, Papa? Not really. It's just an excuse we've been giving to each other for years so we could sleep at night. I'm not gonna live my life anymore like that. I guess I'm just not as much of a hypocrite as you are.
I warned Dad to leave Emily alone, but he just kept hitting her. And I knew he was gonna kill her. And that's when I pulled the trigger.
I'm sorry, Paul. I didn't mean for you to have to relive the whole thing.
Doesn't matter, Hal. I'm gonna have to be reliving it the rest of my life.
Honey, that's what I thought, too. I kept thinking that. I thought that during my trial. I thought that while I was in prison. But you and Hal kept believing in me. You believed in me so much that that is all just a memory. And that's what we're going to do for you. We are going to stick by you and make sure that you get through this. You'll see, Paul.
It's not the same, Mom. You didn't kill Dad and you knew it. I did.
Look, why don't I get down to the station and see what's going on? I can drop you guys by the house.
Okay.
You guys go ahead without me. I'm gonna stay here tonight.
You know, I can stay here for a while and talk to you while Hal's checking in at the station.
That'd be great.
Good.
Okay, then you'll call me at the station when you're ready to leave, and I'll send a car, okay? Hey, sport. Everything's gonna be okay.
Oh, relax. I was expecting a call from a friend. Hello? Yeah, he's right here. It's Emily.
Emily, hi. I'm so glad you called. I've been so worried. I can't stop thinking about you.
Lieutenant, the sergeant said you want to see me.
That's right. I want you to be here for this.
Are all these people really necessary, Lieutenant?
Officer Dolan arrested Buddy, and he's working on this case. I don't have to tell you why the DA is here. And Mark Harrington runs the Earl Mitchell Center. And since Bianca's a resident there, he's serving here as her guardian.
Excuse me. I am Bianca's legal guardian.
Yeah, well, in case you've forgotten, she ran away from you.
Now, Bianca, Mr. Gibson explained what happened to you tonight, that James Stenbeck was killed.
Yes, but I had already heard it on the evening news. I'm so worried about Paul. To have shot his own father. I can't think of anything more horrible. How is he?
Well, he's devastated, as you can well imagine. Bianca, I need to ask you a few questions.
All right.
And there's no need to look at Tonio Reyes. I want you to look straight at me, okay? Did you have any reason to believe that Tonio Reyes was in contact with Paul's father?
You're badgering this poor girl, dragging her in here at
You'll
this
get
hour of
your
night.
chance later, Mr. Greer. Please.
Bianca, look at me. Is there any reason for you to believe that James was in contact with Tonio?
Yes. That's why I ran away.
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
Derek, please don't be angry.
I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at Holden. I can't believe he had the gall to call up here in the middle of the night and ask you to meet him.
I think I made it loud and clear that I want him to leave me alone. I don't think he'll bother me again. Look, why don't we change the subject, okay? Tell me what Niles wanted to talk to you about that's so important.
Oh, it's the same old story. I stupidly got into a business deal with him, and now it's gone sour, and he wants me to bail him out, and he even suggested that I borrow the money from you.
Well, if you want it.
No, I don't want it. Old Niles is going to have to get himself out of this mess by himself. And if he has the audacity to ask you for the money, I want you to turn him down flat.
Okay. If it's important to you. Okay? Our parents get us into the biggest messes, don't they?
It's putting it mildly. I want out of this scheme of yours, Dad. I refuse to be a part of it any longer. I know you can't fathom it, but I happen to love Lily. You have influence over Lucinda. Get the money from her if you have to, but leave Lily and me out of it.
I've had to live with it every day of my life. I'm glad you're finally taking the blame for something, Holden. Because it's not my fault that you married a woman you don't love just because you found out that Lily cared about me.
That I'm married to a woman who can't have children because she had a butchered abortion. That's me.
You're going to see Lily, Holden. It's a big mistake. You're not going to get her back, so you might as well quit trying.
Maybe you're a quitter, Caleb, but I'm not. I guess that's why I've made such a success in my life, and you're still here plowing the fields. Because in my book, nothing's impossible if you want it bad enough.
Well, Lily's impossible, so you might as well give it up. Besides, you got Angel waiting for you back in London.
Angel out of this.
It's a little hard to keep Angel out of this when she's your wife, Holden. You know how hurt she would be if she found out?
Since when have you cared whether Angel gets hurt or not? It's your fault she was practically on the edge of a nervous breakdown when I met her. I ended up getting involved with her, then I ended up making up for the way you hurt her.
But are you going to blame me because you're married to Angel?
Never would have married her if I hadn't found out that you and Lily were lovers.
Oh, grow up, Holden. Stop blaming other people for your mistakes. Next thing you know, you're going to start blaming Derek because Lily decided to marry him.
No, I blame Lily for that one.
Yes, operator, I'd like to make a person-to-person call to Angel Lang. Make that Mrs. Holden Snyder, please.
Hal, what are you doing here? I thought you weren't coming back from Kentucky until morning.
Yeah, so did I, but Barbara was too antsy to stay there another night, so we chartered a plane. All right, will you tell me what's going on? What is Tonio doing here and Bianca?
Well, excuse me for interrupting, but I'd appreciate it if you'd either finish questioning my client or release him.
All right, go on. I'll piece things together the best I can.
All right, Tonio, you've heard Bianca's statement. Are you still claiming that you've had no contact with James Stenbeck?
I'm not claiming anything. It's the truth.
Then why did Bianca say that she saw you passing out photographs of James Stenbeck to your bodyguards, telling them to be on the lookout for him?
I'll try not to go too fast for you.
Oh, thank you.
There were rumors that James Stenbeck was in town, and I don't like to take chances. If I had had photographs of the Montegan assassins who were trying to kill me, I would have given my bodyguards their photographs as well.
Bianca. Bianca? Would you come here for me, please? Bianca, did you ever see James Stenbeck? Are you sure? Maybe Antonio's penthouse, or...
No. No, senora. I never saw him, but I could tell that Senor Antonio was very frightened of him, and he spoke as if he was still alive.
Did Mr. Stenbeck ever telephone the penthouse? Or did a man named Chavez ever call and ask for Tonio?
No. But there was one man who phoned many times, and he didn't want to say who he was. He had a deep voice.
Oh, now this is really getting absurd. My clients call me at home all the time.
I've got that artist rendering of Stenbeck disguised as Chavez.
Oh, thank you. Now, Bianca, have you ever seen this man?
No, senora.
Are you sure?
All right, there you have your answer. She has no knowledge of my client having had any contact with Stenbeck. End of story. Mr. District Attorney?
Lieutenant will complete the paperwork, and you and your client will be free to go home.
Thank you.
Bianca, come here. When I gave you asylum in this country, I told you that my home would always be open to you and that I would always give you work. I meant that. If you change your mind and want to move back in, my door will be open to you.
Thank you, Senor Antonio. But I prefer to stay at the center for now.
As you wish. Margot, listen, you think it'd be all right to take Bianca back to the castle? This has been pretty grueling on her.
Sure. Bianca, thank you very much for answering our questions so honestly.
See the way she looked at Antonio? That kid is scared to death.
Mm-hmm.
Can say that again. Can I see that sketch? My God, it's true. James was actually working as our gardener.
To think that he was right in our backyard, so close to Barbara and Paul.
Lord, it makes my blood run cold.
I shouldn't have gone to Kentucky with Hal. I should have known that James would try something with you here alone.
Mom, that's ridiculous. It wouldn't have made a difference. Dad would have found a way to get to me and Emily. You know, I hated having to shoot him. But if I had to do it again to save Emily, I would.
Well, I think I'm going to leave so you guys can actually get a little bit of sleep. I'm going to call down to the station, have Hal pick me up.
You don't have to do it, Mrs. Munson. I'll drive you there if you want, I insist.
Thank you, Duke. You know where to reach me if you need me, right? Call me in the morning. Night, Andy.
Good night. You mind if I ask you something? It's kind of personal.
Go ahead. My life's gonna be an open book after tonight anyway.
All summer long, I had the feeling that there was some girl that you really cared about, but you were keeping her secret for some reason. And just hearing you talk to Emily right now, I got this crazy idea that maybe it's her.
You're right. It is crazy. I like Emily. I like Emily a lot. I always will. That's as far as it goes.
One more tea?
No, thank you. I think I'm gonna go lie down for a little while. Maybe I can drift off. It's good to see you, Mr. Lombard.
Pleasure was all mine. Just sorry it had to be under these unfortunate circumstances.
So am I. Good night.
If you need anything, you give me a holler, okay?
I have everything I need, thank you.
Sweet dreams.
Well, that was very touching. I still can't believe Marjorie knows about your involvement with this Stewart woman and is willing to overlook it.
I didn't say she loved the idea, but she did mention she thought she had seen a change for the better since I was seeing Emily.
Well, I don't like the changes I'm seeing, not at all. You seem to have lost track of your priorities, Brock. And I'm not sure you're ever going to get back on the right track. A year, 6 months ago, you would never have allowed your name or Lombard Industries to be associated with a murder investigation of a criminal like James Stenbeck.
My name has not been involved in the case, and it won't.
For the last 2 months, you've done everything possible to prove to me that I can no longer trust you. Well, so be it. That's what I came here for tonight. From this moment, I am assuming full control of Lombard Industries, including Pickwick Ventures. You have no real power in the organization anymore, Brock.
You're always the one that's telling me we need to keep up appearances, Papa. Don't let anyone see a chink in the armor. You do this, you're going to make us look very vulnerable.
No, you have already made us vulnerable. I'm just trying to cut the losses before it's too late. Your salary is hereby terminated. I will be providing for Marjorie and Greg and Denise from this time on. And I don't know why you told Greg he could go to public school, but I am putting him back in prep school where he belongs. And I'm also telling Marjorie that I want him moved into the estate in Lake Forest, where I can keep him safe from your unstable influence, and where I can supervise his future.
Over my dead body.
I'd say that's a poor choice of words. You can change it all back, Brock. You can make everything right again. It's that whore in the back room or your family. The choice is yours.
Marjorie, it's me. Yes, I know it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We've got to talk now. We have to find a way to push this divorce through as soon as possible and protect our son from his grandfather.
You believe what they're trying to accuse me of in there?
I only hope, for your sake, you're telling me the truth as I advised you to, because this is going to be the biggest case that ever hit Oakdale. The press is swarming. The DA is running for re-election. There's going to be a lot of political pressure on the entire investigation. The police are going to be looking at everything through a microscope, and if they find any discrepancies,
they won't find any discrepancies. Look, I'm going to be receiving about $1 million in the next couple of days from Terrell Corporation. I want you to take half of that money. Good. Does this mean I can finally leave?
Yes, you're free to leave, but don't leave Oakdale without telling us, because I'm sure we're going to want to question you further.
Well, I'm here. I'm going to try to find Tom and Margaret, see if I can find out what's going on. You want to come?
In a minute. Paul told me that James has been in contact with you all along.
Paul was wrong, I'm afraid.
James never would have attacked Emily, and Paul never put in a position of having to defend her if you had gone to the police the minute that James contacted you. But no, as usual, you thought about with yourself, and to hell with what might happen to an innocent boy.
An innocent boy? No innocent boy I've ever known would pull the trigger on his own flesh and blood, but you know what they say, like father, like son.
I believe tomorrow, Leanne wants to do a little something for Adam's birthday, and I told her I'd help her out any way I can.
Oh, well, thanks, Steve. That's great.
Ah, nothing's too good for that cute little guy.
Yeah, Duke's right. The boy only has one for his birthday, and investigation or no investigation, I intend to make Adams one to remember. All right, sweetheart. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Barbara, what's wrong?
Oh, what the hell do you think is wrong? Why right now, my son is trying to deal with the horror of having just killed his own father, and I walk in here and find you and Tom and Margot discussing Adam's birthday party? How dare you even think about that child at a time like this?
Look, Karen, the last thing I need is you pressuring me. Eunice, this is an important call. Just leave that.
Yes, Mr. Mason?
I can't believe you called me at my mother-in-law's house. No, and stop the tears. No, you won't. No, you won't, because if you involve Lily in this, I swear... Look, I've got to go. I'll talk to you about it later. Goodbye.
Who's that?
Karen. A business problem has come up in New York, and she can't handle it, and I've got to go take care of it.
You just got back yesterday.
I know. I know. But there's nothing I can do. I promise that I will be back tomorrow at the latest.
Well, I want to talk to you about my college plans and everything, but that can wait till you get back from New York. I'll meet you at the cottage, okay?
No. I think you should stay here. I think your mother needs you. Listen, I'm gonna go shower and dress, and then go to the cottage and throw some things in a bag. Eunice made coffee.
Hello. Yes, this is Lily. Oh, hi, Karen. Are you okay?
Mrs. Mason, Mr. Holden Snyder.
And Sierra's ring? I gave you that ring the day I arrived. Why did you tell them that you just now got it from the
I
underground?
explained all of that to you before, didn't I? I did that so that I could keep Sierra's family's hopes alive, so that they would continue the search.
But I told you that that ring is from the body of an executed prisoner.
And how do you know that? How do you know that for sure?
Hello? Senor Tonio.
I was afraid the counselor might not let me speak with you, Bianca, so I told him I was your brother, Pedro.
Oh, Pedro. I miss him so much.
Yes, I know you do. That's why I had to find a way to get through to you. Listen, I just got off the phone with Senora Pereira. She has just received word that your brother may still be alive.
Ay, Dios mío. But how can this be possible?
I don't know all the details, but apparently he escaped execution and has been hiding out with some of the resistance fighters in the jungle. I've just arranged to send $500,000 of my own money to the resistance. And along with the money, I'm going to send a message asking for any news of Pedro.
This is so generous of you, Senor Tonio.
Well, I'm just doing my part as a patriot. And I know that you will do your part too, won't you, Bianca? You won't make any mention of Sierra's wedding ring to anyone.
Hey, man, thanks for staying out with me all night. I really needed to talk.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So anyway, this thing with you and Julie, it's pretty serious then, huh?
Well, all I know is that I enjoy her company a lot, and I intend to keep enjoying her company a lot, no matter what Duke or my mom or anybody says about it.
What's the deal with that? I mean, why do they disapprove of her so much anyway? What happened between Duke and Julie and your father that screwed everything up? I mean...
Ooh. I guess you guys did talk all night long. So, Paul, hey, things look a little better in the light of day?
No, Duke, I can't say they do.
Okay. Hello? Yeah, he's right here. Julie.
Those Paul and Emily's statements?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get up to speed here.
Hal. Tom and I couldn't help overhearing your conversation with Barbara about house.
I was just over at Emily Stewart's getting the report from Malone, but where's Lieutenant?
He's in there going over something at the top room.
Lieutenant.
Yeah.
Half an hour ago at Emily Stewart's apartment, Malone was running some water in the bathroom sink he was going to shave. But the drain was all clogged up. He found some, he lifted the trap up and he found some hairs in there, which is normal. But he also found these bits of charred paper.
Charred paper?
Well, I got the whole contents of the trap out. I mean, I thought it might be important. I mean, why would anybody burn something in a bathroom sink?
Hey, Jeff, that is good work. Listen, you get this down to the lab right away, you hear? On second thought, I'll go with you and tell them it's a rush.
Well, what are you rushing back here so much, unless you want to take up Mac's offer seriously, huh?
Well, listen, Mac might want to retract his offer after he hears what I did. Just realized something. You know, a couple of weeks ago, we had an electrical problem at the castles in one of the passageways. Well, the same day, this handyman just happened to show up, and he offered to fix it, and I let him. Well, I just thought he happened to show up, but I just remembered something, Margot. He told me his name. It was Chavez.
Hold it. Is that the guy?
Yep. That's the guy. Man, I don't believe this. Stenbeck was in the castle just inches away from Shanny. He was probably planning to do something to her. Duncan was right all along.
Well, you tell him he'll just have to wait. As if the last 12 hours haven't been crazy enough. You're never going to believe this, but do you know who just barged into the squadron? Duncan McKechnie, all the way from Scotland, and he's demanding a full account of Stenbeck's death.
Stay tuned for Guiding Light, next on most of the CBS stations. Fashions by Regina Porter. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.
This is CBS.